Hi everyone, this is Ty William. How everyone is doing today? And here is my reason why Brandi Rhodes is the Cersei Lannister in AEW, and why Brandi Rhodes is a important figure in AEW, and why she can be a dominating force in AEW's women division, and why people should watch Brandi Rhodes careful when she is ready to get medieval on their asses. Brandi Rhodes is no fool and not to be messed with. She is more smarter than you think. This is what I wrote about Brandi Rhodes. And this is where I'm going to discuss the similarities between Brandi Rhodes and Cersei Lannister from the Game of Thrones series. For anyone who doesn't know about Game of Thrones, you should check it out in your time or day and do your research on it or read a book on them. Like Game of Thrones is a book series, and also they got a show on HBO you can watch that is very good. But let's get back to my reference on the connection between Cersei Lannister and Brandi Rhodes. Both of these women are powerful figures because of their family. Their family are very powerful influence. Cersei Lannister is a Lannister. A Lannister in the Game of Thrones series, they are the most powerful and the most wealthy. Then you have Brandi Rhodes married to wrestling royalty, and she is Cody Rhodes' wife, and she see how influential on the Rhodes family and how powerful they are in wrestling. And you see these two women who always seem the typical woman that sits in the background and look pretty and look beautiful and look sexy, but there is more to them than meets the eye. And that's why I see Cersei know that she is beautiful, and she will use her beauty for her strategy to get what she wants. Same thing as Brandi. Same thing as Brandi. And Brandi know that she is gorgeous, but also she know that she's intelligent. Same thing as Cersei. So there is such strong similarities between these two. Even both of them love their family and willing to protect their family with all costs. They don't care about the consequences. They're more about protecting their loved ones and their family. And I see both of them will do anything for their family. And I think that's why people have this respect towards them, is because both of them cares about their family and loved ones dear to them. And that is why I see Cersei and Brandi have this strong protection over her loved ones and making sure the family legacy to stay alive. no matter what. So what I see with Cersei and Brandi, both of them doesn't see themselves as the bad guy. I know it sounds crazy, and this is character. Like, I say this is character. Both of them doesn't see themselves as the bad guy. They always pitch themselves as a good guy. It's kind of like actions speak louder than words into the way they carry themselves as an individual, as a woman. Like Cersei, she did things that is not nice, that is not right. Same thing as Brandi too, but they don't realize the things they did caused a lot of hurt and a lot of pain towards their loved ones, because they don't see themselves as a villain or a heel for Brandi. They just see that what they did was right. Instead, the action is not right. And I feel is the reason why both of them doesn't think that they are not the bad guys is because they have a lack of empathy and sympathy of other people, or other people couldn't dare to say something to their face because they know that if they say something, they're going to be doomed. And I think that's the reason why they feel like they are superior. They're going to do whatever they want to do without facing the consequences, or not realizing the thing they did is causing lots of hurt on them and their loved ones. Like, for instance, Cersei, in the beginning of the season, Cersei has sex with her brother, Jaime. One of the Stark kids, Brian, I would say Brian Stark, climbed up the tower where her and Jaime had sex. Brian witnessed it. And she freaked out, tell Jaime to, like, oh my God, he will see. Jaime pushed him. That caused him not to walk again. And there's another one about her son beheading the Stark Ned Stark. And she stand there, didn't do nothing about it. You know, and that is what I'm trying to say with Cersei situation. Like, she feels like the thing she did is not her fault, or she doesn't realize the thing she did is her fault because a lack of empathy or sympathy, or a lack of consequences. Like, she doesn't know her consequences will affect her in a long time. Then you look at Brandi. Brandi, with the whole Shaq and Jane storyline, Brandi always a very opinion lady, but Brandi's biggest weakness, she is a hothead. She's hot temper. When she hot temper, she see red. And that's when you will see layers after layers that she will do anything to destroy you. And to me, with the storyline of her and Jane and Shaq, it's very intriguing because you're gonna see her doing very not so good things towards the people around her. Even when she confronted Shaq about her husband and Jane, Shaq say something very smart that make her to lose it and throw water at him. And I feel this storyline is gonna make her a interesting character in AEW, or making her a star in her own rights. And I feel like Brandi will have a huge war started because of her actions. And wait and see. You're gonna see her will manipulate Cody to fight her battles, and also cause Cody and Shaq into their feud. So everything what Brandi is doing, it make her more likely a heel and a villain. And she doesn't see herself a heel and a villain because her husband Cody is everyone's favorite wrestling guy. People love Cody. But however, people don't love her because of her temper, because of her actions. Then let's get into manipulation. Cersei and Brandi Rhodes, both of them are master manipulators. They know how to plan and plot and get revenge and get what they want. And I said about Brandi will find a way for her husband to fight her battles for her, or her husband's family to do her dirty work for her, or even his friends do their dirty work for her. And once they do, you will see a ruthless, aggressive Brandi Rhodes. Okay? Cersei, she's good at playing the game, know how to master and manipulate around people around her. And I think that's why people love her, because she's a good deceiver and a good liar. And she knows how to get into people's emotions and mess them up completely. That is Cersei Lannister. So both of them are survivors when it comes to being looked down on, being humiliated by people, or people is doing not so nice things toward them, but however, both of them are still standing tall and firm. And one thing I like about Cersei and Brandi, they use their underestimate ways to people who doubt them and twist it around and defeat them. And that's why I feel that Brandi gonna be an important figure in AEW because she used her underestimated ways to get people to think that she doesn't belong in wrestling, or she couldn't defeat this person. Brandi is not the best athlete and the best wrestler, but she have a brain that will defeat anyone who's in her way. And she know it. And that's why I feel like people love Brandi because of her intelligence. People like intelligent people. And they don't want to admit to it, but Brandi have wits and intelligence about her that underestimate people, how smart she is, how cunning she is, how brilliant she is. And I remember I post something on Twitter, and she was asking people questions, what the name of t-shirt I should make for myself. I said, Brandi, the brains. And the reason why I say that, you can tell a smart person the way she talks, the way she carries herself, the way she asks questions, look around. She knows how to get to that solution. And people don't see it. People look at the physical. Like they look at her looks, they look at her body, but they don't look at her brain. And I think that people see that Brandi is an intelligent woman. She cannot wrestle, but she's a very calculating master of getting what she wants and getting the win without lifting up a finger. That is Brandi. And that's why I see Brandi as Cersei, because Cersei, she doesn't have a dragon. She doesn't have skills in hand-to-hand combat like Arya Starks. Cersei got intelligence and a ways about her that make her a ruthless and powerful person. And I see that in Brandi Rhodes. Like, don't let her looks fool you. She will get you with her mind and her intelligence. Okay? The next one, okay, this is, okay, like the next one, I put, Cersei is cold-hearted, okay, in the Game of Thrones. Brandi is ruthless and aggression, okay? There is a difference. Both of them are very driven to succeed, very driven to win, very driven to be on top no matter what. Both of them making sure that her family is on top with her, okay? And I see these two are the most dominating when it comes to making things happen in an instant or overnight. They are driven to be this strong character within themselves, but also they outer way in life. You know, I know it doesn't make no sense, but but what I'm trying to say here is that when you see these two women, you see they are powerful and confident and arrogant and cocky on the inside, but on the outside you see this energy of power, but also a vulnerability between these two women. And I feel that these two women are very vulnerable when it comes to love and family. And they will do anything for love and family, but however, they're so strong in their own way that people couldn't get close to them because they trying to be powerful. And when you try to be powerful, it's hard to be powerful. Powerful people doesn't know how to connect with someone who is not powerful than them or someone who is different than them. They look at them like, why are you here? Or why you not doing this, not doing that? And people is kind of taken back, like, whoa, you are very high maintenance, high strong, and I cannot do with that. And that's the reason why I feel Cersei Lannister and Brandi Rhodes are powerful women who always look down because of who they are as women, but not as an individual or a equal. to society, and they feel that women should be put in a box somewhere where no one cannot see them, or put labels on them saying that you are a beautiful woman, act like a beautiful woman. Beautiful woman doesn't have brains and doesn't have intelligence. Beautiful woman supposed to be like a pinup doll that be submissive, does everything what their husband told them to do, and look pretty. Not these two women. These two women, like, no, this is not me. I'm beautiful, but I'm going to use my beauty to my advantage to get people to respect me, to fear me, to honor me, and bow down to me. That is Cersei and Brandi, two women who have a very complexity on who they are in a dominant world of men. You know, Cersei, she's like a woman who wants respect and power, but also she wants love and be treated like a woman she is. Even there was this scene where Cersei was walking down the village naked, and people was throwing all these nasty things towards her, and she didn't realize people hated her. And I think that's make her the top villain, because she feels that people love her because of her looks, but in reality, she see that people don't love her. You know, people look at her as a no good person. Even the way she walked down naked and her hair cut off, that's like, it's about a message that you could take off your hair off, you can remove your makeup and strip down and walk naked, and you walk down and no one it's deep, you know, it's really deep. And that is what I see the situation where, like, you could be beautiful on the outside, but in the inside, you doesn't have a good personality. And that is what I see with Cersei in that episode, and her crying and breaking down because the reality that she fought herself as this most beautiful woman, and people love her, and she see her own self on the inside that she was not loved and doesn't feel beautiful on the inside. And that's when till she met, forgot that guy's name, and he helped her up and give her that confidence that later for them. You have to move forward and think of who you are as this person. And same thing as Brandi Rhodes. Like, I feel like Brandi Rhodes deal with a lot of cyberbullying recent years, and she feels that people doesn't know her personally and privately, and she get shit on by people, even some people that I know say things very mean and do something mean towards her that is disgusting. And yes, there's guys who send dick pictures towards her and say some sexual things toward her, and that make her feel very vulnerable and violated, and for her to delete her account because of it and then come back, that shows strength within self. And yes, I be saying some critical things about Brandi Rhodes, and that's for me being honest. I'm not a negative person. I just say the truth, and I will give credits when credit is due. Like, I'm not a hater. I'm just like a motivator, you know, and that's why I feel like I had to do this video about Brandi Rhodes, because some people who listen to other videos that I did about AEW, some of them like it, some of them don't, but some of them have this energy like, yeah, I want you to say something negative about AEW. I want you to say something bad about AEW. I'm like, no. I'm being honest. I want all wrestling companies to win and have this better connection in wrestling. Wrestling doesn't have to be black and white here. Wrestling has to be multiple colors with multiple ideas on how society is. And society is not perfect, y'all. We all deal with lots of deep stuff. People are dropping dead. People is fighting and rioting on street corners and streets. People couldn't feed their kids. The government doesn't care about us. People dying in vaccine. People have a nerve talking about the vaccine got a chip on it. Okay? And I did a psychic reading on that. Vaccine is killing people. They got the vaccine already, but they want to give it to us people. That's how cruel the world is nowadays. So, for anything, we have to be more understanding towards people and understand, like, there is people who have issues within themselves, but it's up to us to be the bigger person to accept and understand that not everyone is like you or me. Everyone is different. And I feel that the video I did right here about Brandi Rhodes and her similarities to Cersei Lannister is more of her character in AEW and in wrestling, and is not about her real personality. Like I said before, I don't know her, but I'm starting to understand her a bit more when they did the storyline with her and Jane feud. And I feel that they gotta have huge plans on Brandi Rhodes. Yes, she's not the greatest in-ring performer, but she got that wit and intelligence about her. So, that being said, this is Ty Williams. Good day and goodbye.